Church Connect is an easy-to-use church website builder fully included in your paid subscription with ChurchTrac. In this video, I'll show you how to customize your Church Connect from the ground up in the Page Setting tab by building one from scratch. Now, this is going to be a longer video than normal, so stay with me. If you need to, you can pause, you can rewind, you can come back and watch it later as you're building your church's website. Now, the first step is to customize your Connect URL if you haven't already. If you haven't already, there will be a big message at the top of the page setup screen and a button that says Customize Your Connect URL. So click on that and take care of that now. Next, select the Actions button in the top right-hand corner of the screen and then choose the Connect Settings option. This is where you can choose the background color for your website as well as a button or accent color. We recommend choosing two contrasting colors so that they both stand out. In this case, I'm using a very light color background and a very bold contrasting color for the accent and the buttons in Church Connect. Also, you can add your Church Connect app icon. You can either click on or select this little box, or you can drag and drop that app icon if you have that file up already. I'll go ahead and do that for this church. There we go. That's the icon for the church logo. I'm just using that, and it's got a non-transparent background. This is a PNG file, but it's not transparent. Just that's what you need for this app icon so that it works on people's smartphones. Once that's done, I'll select the Close button, and then I'm going to choose the Actions button again and choose Page Options. This is where I can add a page description. You can enter text here that will appear when someone searches your church in Google. The text you add here can also improve your church's ranking in Google searches because Google can read that text. If you don't know what to add here, just add your church's mission and vision statement for now. That's a really good start. Once you're done with the Connect settings and the page options, now we're going to actually start customizing the page itself. I'm going to start from the very top and work my way down. So let's start with the navigation bar. I'll select the Edit Navbar button. And from here in this slide out menu, I can choose a background color. I can also choose a navigation bar height. I kind of like it large just so that the logo stands out a little bit more and looks a little bit bigger. For the background color, again, you can choose whatever color you want. It's based on your church's branding though. I recommend either a very dark color background if your church's logo is a very light color, or a very light color background if your church logo is very dark. I'll go ahead and customize this for this church. So let's see, I'll add this church's branding. This will take just a second. There we go. It's not very different from what was already there, but it's still nice to customize that. Next, I'll add this church's logo by selecting the logo button in the slide out window. Again, you can click on this little box or you can drag and drop the file here. Now keep in mind, and this is really, really important when it comes to your church logo in Church Connect. The image can be no more than 256 pixels tall and should be horizontally oriented instead of vertical. And here's why. I'm actually going to remove this so that you can see what it looks like. Or actually, I'll show you first if I click the Close button and let this refresh. That's the church logo as it should be. But if I go back to the Edit Navbar, go back to the logo and remove this, I'm going to add the wrong kind of logo, a vertically oriented logo for this church. Now it looks much smaller, and if I click Close, there, you can barely even see that. And that's the problem with vertically oriented logos. And the reason why I bring this up is because I see a lot of churches with logos just like this, with the icon at the top and text down below. That's vertically oriented. You want it horizontally oriented because our site has a maximum range of 256 pixels for this file. So if you have a very tall logo, it's going to look very compressed and very small. So small that on a smartphone, when someone accesses this, they're not going to be able to see or read the text there. So let's go back into the navbar, logo. I'll remove this and I'll re-add the logo I had just a second ago. That way it actually stands out and looks really nice. And again, just as another reminder, make sure that you're using contrasts here for the logo. A dark background with a very light colored logo works really well and looks really nice. And then last but not least, in the Edit Navbar menu, I can select the Links button again, or I can select the links button for the first time, and I can add links. If you've already added cards in Church Connect, go ahead and add links to those cards to make it easier for users to navigate to them. But if you haven't done that yet, that's okay. Let's charge ahead to the next step. Next, we're going to customize the hero and header section of this site. I'll select this Add Hero/Header Section button, and this is really important because this sets the tone for the rest of your Church Connect site. So let's go ahead and customize a couple of things here. First, you can add an image. In web design, we call this a hero section. You can add any image you want as long as it has a landscape orientation. Again, it has to be more horizontal than vertical. We recommend a 16:9 orientation for your images. To do that, select the background button in the navigation bar right above, or the toolbar right above the hero and header section. And if you already have an image, and I do, I'll go ahead and drag and drop that into here. Or you can actually select the Igniter Media image button in that option there if you want to use our Igniter Media integration and use one of their images. However, we recommend using an image that's original to your church. Maybe people worshiping in the sanctuary or greeting each other in the welcome area, or a nice image of your church building itself. The reason why is because that sets the tone for the rest of Church Connect, and it makes it stand out and helps your church website and app be more unique. From here, you can choose a background color if you're not using an image, but we recommend using an image. Also, you can choose an overlay color if you want to have a slight offset for the tone or lightness or darkness of that image, and also have some opacity to make it even darker if you need to. That's going to come in handy in just a minute when we edit the text itself in that header section. Once I close this, there's the image. But now this text doesn't really stand out very well, so let's make some customizations here. You can add the text itself or edit this text. Now the header that's here is very generic. We highly recommend that you make some edits. You can click on each section to open up the text editor and make some changes there. Or, and this is what I recommend, you select the Add Content button in the toolbar above and use one of our several awesome templates. I'm going to choose this Love God, Love People, Make Disciples option. Or actually, I'm going to choose Welcome to Our Church. I like that one. It's nice, it's big and bold. So I'll use that selected template. But I recommend you scroll through that list of templates to choose the one that you like the best for your church. Now, it still doesn't really stand out against some of the light aspects of that background image. So I can, in this text backdrop menu, say that I want to make a translucent dark, have just an overlay behind the text but over the image to make that stand out a little bit better. And look, that Learn More button, that's actually something that you can customize by clicking on it and then entering what link you want people to go to, whether it be maybe another page in Connect or possibly make it a link to like one of your social media pages, whatever you want to highlight there. Also, you can further customize this, but just to point out that yellow in that Learn More, that's actually the button and accent color I chose in that Actions menu earlier. So that's why we recommend having contrasting colors. I chose a very light background color and a really bold button and accent color that really pops here. Now, once we're done with the hero section, let's get to the actual body of Church Connect. The card section will automatically display in Church Connect, and you can customize the cards and the Cards tab in the Church Connect feature. But you can also add more content to the body of your Church Connect above and below the cards. The body sections and the cards are what set your Church Connect apart from all other church websites and apps, so it's worth spending some time and making sure the body sections you add are really worthwhile. To add a section, just select the Add a Body Section button. And once that appears, it works just the same as that header section just above. You can click on either parts of this text and open up the text editor and make some changes, or you can use one of our many awesome templates like I mentioned earlier. So I'll go ahead and select this one, use the selected template, okay, and it updates that for me. And again, it automatically uses my button and accent color with that button. Now, one thing to be aware of as you're editing these sections, and I wanted to point this out because a lot of churches forget, and it's so easy to forget that I've literally forgotten already, and so I'm going to remind you now before I move on and forget further. Above each section in this toolbar, there's this option to publish it, and the toggle switch is by default set to off. What that means is you can make edits and changes to that section and it won't appear when someone accesses Church Connect yet. Once you're done making whatever edits and changes you want to that section, toggle that published switch to the on position, and that will publish it and display it on the Connect app and website. Just make sure that once you're done, you hit that publish section so that you don't do all that work and then walk away and nothing's actually changed in people's apps. I just wanted to remind everyone. And another thing that I need to point out, for each of these sections, both the header section and in the body sections, there's this keyboard icon. If I click on that, it opens up an editor where I can control everything about how that section is displayed. There's even a code view here. So if you know some HTML coding, you have a lot more control over how this section displays in your Church Connect website and app. Now, one more thing to point out about body sections. You can add as many body sections as you want, but as a pro tip, avoid cluttering your Church Connect with too much text and too many buttons, please. Less is more. Drill down on a short list of information and resources your members or guests need most, and only add that content. Last but not least, let's customize the footer of our Church Connect site. You can use the generic footer and add your information by selecting the Edit Footer button in this toolbar. You can choose the background color, as well as choose to show your church's address, phone number, and email address, just so that people can reach out to your church. You can also add links to your church's social media pages and add links to other pages and cards in Church Connect or other websites. And as you add this information, it will fill out this footer and it will adjust according to that information that you're adding. However, you can also toggle this Use Custom Footer switch to the on position and have more control over the layout and content in the footer. Just like earlier, we have templates that you can use in the footer. What I recommend is that you activate the custom footer and then choose a template that includes a Google map of your church's location. And in this footer, it's a generic location, but you can customize it to add your church's address to that Google map. We recommend this because Google loves seeing a website use one of their products, which will help your church website's SEO. Adding it to the footer means that the Google map appears on every page of your website. Now that finishes up creating a Church Connect site. The only thing I haven't done yet is adding cards. That's because we have a whole video and user guide article that covers that. Be sure to check that out. But that's how to use the page setup feature. If you need help, send us a support ticket or visit churchtrac.com/support.